How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The market has been crazy recently, and I realize not a lot of new people have come into the market, but there are a few people that hear about crypto staking because maybe with interest rates coming down, they see, they used to be able to get 5% on a savings account. Now they're getting 4.5, then 4, then 3, then 3, then 2.5%. And you hear about larger yields in crypto. And with that, there have been a lot of centralized institutions last bear market and bull market that kind of went out of business. So there is a bit of natural caution around that. That's why I was so excited this year to sit down with the CEO of CoinDepo and talk about what their platform does, how to get yield there. Maybe some of the questions that people have. It was like a 10-minute interview, so it's really quick pace. And I was able to kind of ask him, okay, what do you do differently than the exchanges from the past, right? What do you guys do that's different than maybe the other exchanges that offer yield right now, like Uhold or Binance or something? So I want to explain what they've done recently because I've actually been pretty happy with their progress and kind of what seems to set them a bit apart, and look at some of the other ways to get yield outside of CoinDepo as well, and the centralized exchanges, and kind of how to approach this if this is something that you're even interested in. Of course, do your own due diligence, right? CoinDepo is a partner of the channel, so you can check out their links underneath the video. I'll also be linking my last video with their CEO in case you have more questions or you want to do some more research. You should always do your own research, of course. And let's roll the disclaimer. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence. Now, before we get into CoinDepo too much, you have to realize there are different ways to approach this crypto market. One, you can just buy and hold. Right? Buy and hold crypto, and there's no yield on Bitcoin, but it goes up over time generally. Right? And of course, there are bear markets and stuff like that. But if you dollar cost average over typically you do fairly well. Another thing you can do, you can get yield. Right? This is what we're talking about today. You can go the DeFi route, staking Solana, right? You can get 4 or 5%. You can go the CeFi route. A lot of the time, this is done with some centralized platform, and they lend out crypto. They have collateral, and then they give yield to the users that are supplying the crypto. So they're the middleman between the borrowers and the people that want yield. Then also you can use something like leverage. I talk about that a decent amount on the channel too. I have links to different exchanges in my link tree. But you can do that, which is basically just borrowing capital to be able to buy more crypto. Right? There's extra risk there because if you buy Bitcoin on 3x, you have three times the amount of Bitcoin that you would be able to buy otherwise. But if Bitcoin falls down 33%, you would get liquidated unless you add more margin. So there are different variations of or different ways to make money in crypto. And this video is something that I don't talk about too much, which is more centralized finance lending or centralized finance yield. CoinDepo. In case you didn't see that interview, they have nearly $200 million in crypto assets under management, 220 plus supported jurisdictions, 97,000 active users, and they have some referral bonuses and stablecoins right now that are pretty cool. They've been operating since 2021. They're protected by Fireblocks, and they're audited by Hacken and Certic as well. So I'll leave a link to this underneath the video so you can take a look at them. You can join them on Twitter too. Apparently I got logged out here, but you can check them out on Twitter. I want to play a couple bits of the last video that I did with their CEO, just so that you can see some of the questions. Right now I just asked, like, what do you guys do? What is CoinDepo?
Yeah, so we are CoinDepo. We are a digital asset financial platform. We offer high yield crypto savings. Think 12% to 24% on tokens. What we offer is daily compounding, instant credit lines, and stuff like that. So how we generate that is mainly by giving out loans. So obviously we charge a slightly higher fee when you take loans from us, and then we give out that interest to our customers. Most of it is we currently have a 50% loan to value. So, for example, you deposit $100 onto our platform, you are then able to take a loan of $50.
And then I asked what makes them different, because we'll go through some of the other exchanges that offer centralized yield in a second. But what makes you different?
I think what we do is, we have daily compounding. We have instant credit lines. There's no lockup of the funds. For example, you deposit today and you have an emergency tomorrow, right? Most platforms, they have staked for a fixed period of time. We don't have any of that. We let you withdraw, just that you don't earn interest for that period that you've withdrawn. So I think
Okay, then the next question is probably what the most people are wondering, which is, how is this different than something like BlockFi or some of the Voyagers of the past, right? Like what kind of protection is there?
So I think two points that you pointed out. So one is the centralized risk, wherein the exchange could get hacked. So with that, we've tried to tie up with Fireblocks. We recently also had an audit from Hacken. They audited our APIs and web pages, web applications. We have a second audit by CertiK in the process. So I think that talks to you about your user funds. And other than that, from the platform standpoint, what happens usually when the exchanges or centralized exchanges or platforms fail, it's a systems failure, right? Sort of a bank run. So those tests are always ongoing with our tech team. So we try to see that, everything's up to date.
Now, there's much more info in that full video that I'll have on the end screen. They also have a Bitcoin service provider license in El Salvador. This is issued by the central bank for companies dealing exclusively with Bitcoin. And then they're also working on this DASP, which is the Digital Asset Service Provider license as well. Obviously, El Salvador kind of being the country in crypto, right? Being that they accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. Now, they're also in the process of setting up a VASP license in the EU with subsequent transition to a new license under MiCA regulations as well. Now, you can take a look at their yield versus other exchanges. This is on their platform, on the CoinDepo platform. The current daily yield is 18%. That doesn't mean that if you put in $100, you'll get $18 a day, but it's split up, right? So throughout the year, you'll get 18%. Weekly, it's 18.5%. If you lock it up for a month, it's 20%, 21% quarterly, 22% semi-annually, and then 24% annually. So you make more. You also get more too if you have their crypto token, which we'll talk about later in the video. But if you compare this to something like Binance, right? Binance is quite low comparatively. It's maybe 6% on average. You can compare it to Nexo, which is 13%. uHodler is 18%. And then Whitebit, right, is 17.4% on a lot of their cryptos. So, of course, there is like some kind of balancing act, right? Binance might give out loans for a much lower rate, so maybe it's better, or it seems more attractive to people to borrow, but it's less beneficial for people to lend, right? And it depends on what their requirements are too. Maybe they only offer $30 on every 100 that they loan out. I'm not exactly sure how Binance does it, but as we heard earlier from the CEO of CoinDepo, they do $50 on, or 50 cents on the dollar. Now, CoinDepo also has their own token, which has been doing fairly well recently. If we look over the last 24 hours, actually up about 3% when the rest of the market is down. This is a fully diluted valuation of about $87 million, with it being available on MEXC, BingX, BigMart, and Weeks. So there are different benefits for using the token. Typically, you can get a higher yield when you see something like this. They're even talking about going to Gate.io next as well, so be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of functionality with the token, just like other exchange tokens. Something that's pretty interesting too is the CoinDepo Token Advantage program. All CoinDepo token holders can take advantage of the multi-tier CoinDepo Token Advantage program. Depending on the size of your CoinDepo token portfolio on the platform, you can earn up to a 3% bonus interest rate on top of the standard rates applied to any crypto assets and stablecoins. If CoinDepo users choose to earn compound interest in CoinDepo tokens on any of their digital assets, they will receive an additional 2% on top of the standard interest rates on their compound interest program. Thus, as a CoinDepo token holder, you can earn up to 5% total bonus interest on your assets. CoinDepo token holders can also borrow cryptocurrencies and stablecoins on reduced loan rates, up to 3% lower. There's more information on their website. And they also have this cool initiative, CoinDepo Charity Initiatives. Participate in CoinDepo Charity Program by purchasing CoinDepo tokens during the pre-sale. CoinDepo will donate the same amount of tokens to charity for every token you purchase. So you can check that out as well. Now, of course, always approach at your own risk, right? Whenever you're using a yielding platform, there is some risk with it. There's counterparty risk. There's a little bit of security risk. But again, you can do more research here. And I like that, I've been able to ask some of the questions a lot of people have questions about. Of course, too, like diversification is key. I would never put all my crypto on one platform by any means. I would test it out after doing a lot of research, see if you like it. Big shout out to CoinDepo for being a partner of the channel. Again, you can check out their information underneath the video. If you do want to go the CeFi route, I would, learn a little bit more about CoinDepo. I like what they've done so far, but of course, do some research. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.